Hey guys, it's your girl Vanessa. Welcome back to my channel and thank you guys all so much for tuning in today. You guys, I'm so excited to bring this video to you guys, but first of all, I just want to say thank you guys so much for all of the love and support that you've been showing me on my channel. It's just really amazing what like a little community we've built and just like how positive everyone is. So I really love that, and I just wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you and just tell you how much I appreciate all of the support and the love that you've been giving me. So yeah guys, as the title says, today is going to be all about the unexpected things happening for you in March. So I have 5 groups prepared for you and I want you to pick one of the 5 groups intuitively. Just let your intuition guide you in order to make the right decision for you. And as usual, all of the timestamps are down below in the description box so you can fast forward to the reading that corresponds to you. And you guys, if you feel drawn to 2 readings, feel free to tune into 2 of them. Your personal reading may be a mixture between 2 groups and there is no shame in that, so feel free to do that. The timestamps are all down below so you can fast forward to your personal reading. So yeah, you guys all know how it goes. Leave a little comment down below if you want to let me know which group you ended up choosing and how it resonated with you. And if you are in fact new to my channel, do not forget to subscribe and turn that notification bell on to make sure that you do not miss out on any readings that are important to your life. So yeah guys, I don't want to make this intro too long, so let's get straight into the readings. Hi and welcome to today's reading. So we have group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, group number 4, and group number 5. So I would like you to pick one of these 5 groups intuitively. If you feel like you need a minute just to meditate on the cards, then feel free to pause the video right now in order to do so. Otherwise, I will get straight into the March 2019 predictions with group number 1. Okay, so we have the Fool, Judgment, and the 4 of Coins. So what I see instinctively is, in the Fool, you have new beginnings on the horizon. You have sort of a new adventure starting in March. So maybe you did not start off the year as planned or as you wanted to. Maybe you feel like you've gotten to a slower start. And I definitely feel like, in March, you're going to feel like things are starting on a sort of fresh slate and that you're moving forward in a better, more constructive way like you wanted to. Then in Judgment, I can see that, as I already, talked about briefly, you somehow feeling like you didn't start the year off as productively as you wanted to or on the note that you wanted to. I see that it's important for you to be sort of fair with yourself, to not judge yourself, as well as, to remain positive towards yourself. Because I feel like maybe you have been very hard on yourself, or you set your goals for 2019 very high, and just because you haven't already gotten as far as you sort of wished, I feel like maybe you're a bit hard on yourself because of that. But in the Fool, I can definitely see that you're on to new beginnings. So Judgment is something that I want you to just slowly let go of and make sure that you're not cramping your style by being too hard on yourself. In the 4 of Coins, I can see that, earthly possessions are pretty important in March for whatever reason, and I see that maybe you're putting a little bit of a strain on yourself in order to acquire certain earthly possessions, or you're sort of, holding on to the ones that you already have very tightly, more tightly than you should. And I want you to remember for March that yes, earthly possession and luxury this, luxury that is nice. Earthly possession are things that can, bring joy temporarily, but at the same time, I want you to not feel like you are a slave to earthly possessions. I don't want you to feel like, you depend on what sort of earthly possessions you can acquire, or how many of them that you have. So I want you to really differentiate your life from what we are meant to believe is good, on social media, etc. It's always like more is better, but really, less can sometimes lead to more happiness. So then we have the obsidian, the apophyllite, as well as the pipestone. So one thing that I see that is important in March is for you to know that you are protected by the universe. The universe is here to, set you off on this new adventure in a very protected way. And I want you to make sure that you keep checking in with the universe and that you keep sort of, connecting with the universe. And that's what the apophyllite is here to tell you. You know, I don't want you to only connect with other people, you know, in the form of going out and doing things. I also want you to always check back in with the universe and sort of feel spiritually connected. And furthermore, in March, I feel like the new beginning may also have to do with your life path. The new beginning may have to do with your ancestry. So I feel like maybe you're starting a new leaf, or you're sort of like doing something way different than anyone in your family has ever done. Maybe you come from a heritage where there has been a lot of oppression, or you come from a sort of ancestry where people have been a little bit more conservative. And I definitely see you sort of breaking the mold, breaking the rules, and coming into your own and moving forward, doing things that are truly you, and, you know, not doing things based on what you feel like your family or your ancestors would have wanted you to do. So I definitely want you to connect with the universe, to get strength from the universe, as well as, you know, make sure that you use your spirituality in order to be kind to yourself, to not be so hard on yourself or judge yourself, and give yourself the chance to actually start this adventure on a new foot in a way that you do not feel any pressure. And one thing that I see in March is that you will realize that in the past you have actually let fear get the better of you, and you choose to this time go with love. You choose to leave judgment behind, leave any sort of material ties behind, and move forward on your new journey with love, and move forward knowing that you are divinely protected by the universe. And another thing is that you come to a realization that the presence of acceptance and love, especially self-love, always casts out fear and always sort of pushes fear out of your life. So those are the things that you may not have expected for March. Those are the things that I want you to keep in mind for March. So group number 1, that is the reading that I get for you for March of 2019. Alright, group number 2, let's see what the month of March in 2019 has to bring for you. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Emperor. So what I see here in the Knight of Cups is that in March you're going to be somebody who is sort of like, you have that go-getter energy. You want to go get things done. And I also see, you know, a renewed sort of romantic streak in March. So any relationships, romantic relationships that are in your life, and I don't know why I'm saying plural, okay? Maybe you just have one romantic relationship like many of us. I definitely see, you know, a renewed sort of love, a renewed sort of appreciation, and a good time also to talk about things that are difficult to speak about and to be intimate again, you know? So I definitely feel like emotionally and physically, it is a great time for you to be intimate. And if you are single and, you know, things have sort of been a little dry recently, I see that March is a time where you have like renewed romantic emotional connections, renewed sort of possibilities in the romantic aspect. Then in the Emperor, I see that it's important for you to plan ahead, okay? So I definitely feel like you need to take control of your life. You need to be authoritative with yourself and sort of be self-disciplined, okay? I want you to take the lead and really say where you are going. So I want you to make plans on exactly what goals you have for yourself in March. I want you to write them down and to tick each one off as you go along, because, you know, planning ahead will really help you to get to where you want to be. So plan out all the next steps that you want to take in your life, all of the things that you want to accomplish, and especially, you know, writing those things down is something that I really want to recommend to you, because just having a list each month of things that you want to accomplish and seeing exactly what you did manifest or what you did accomplish and what you didn't is just so encouraging and satisfying. Okay, so we have the zebra stone, we have the cerussite, as well as the citrine. So I see in the zebra stone that March is a month of compassion, so I feel like maybe your compassion is going to be challenged. Maybe you're going to be asked to do something like a big favor for somebody, and, you know, your compassionate side is really going to come to show, which is going to show that you are somebody who is on an emotional level a very giving person. And another thing that I see in March is that travel is something that you should be doing. So I feel like in March you should definitely go and take that trip that you've always wanted to take. So if it's a long weekend away or it's an actual trip, you need to plan it, you need to get away. And if you cannot actually physically take time off in March, I want you to plan at least one day in March for you to travel and get away from your usual place. So if you're usually, you do everything in your area, in your city, and that is the area that you're used to, it's important for you to get out of your familiar surroundings in order to channel what we have in the citrine, which is heaps of abundance and creativity. So I see definitely, more financial wealth coming towards you in March, but you have to unlock it by getting out, by sort of letting your juices flow again. So in compassion, I definitely see that compassion is not just something you have to practice with other people. You have to be compassionate with yourself and know that at the end of the day, you're a human being. You thrive when you get away, when you travel, when you're in nature especially. And I want you to not deprive yourself of that. So make sure that you get your juices flowing, your creativity flowing, because that will get sort of like the stream of abundance in your life flowing again. So then I see that meditation and prayer is something that I want you to remember creates a ripple effect of peace in the world. If you're at peace with yourself and you radiate that to the world, you radiate that into your relationships, and you give that sort of positive vibe to the next person you speak to. I want you to know that anybody that comes near you and is touched by your fearless sort of light that you have, the light that lights up the world, anyone who is touched by that, they have contact with other people and they might touch other people with this light and sort of peace that you've given to them. And it's like a ripple effect. It's like a domino effect, okay? It will keep unfolding. People, like, you will keep spreading positivity, but you need to start doing it, and you need to be aware of the fact that you actually do have an impact. You actually can make an impact in this world, and it's important for you to start just lighting things up, okay? I want you to light yourself up on the most positive vibration and make sure that you let everyone else feel how positive you are, and just spread that ripple effect around you and see things bloom and just get more beautiful than you ever imagined. So that is the reading that I get for group number 2 for March of 2019. All right, group number 3. Let's see what March of 2019 looks like for you. Okay, so we have the Moon, the Lovers, and the Queen of Wands. So in the Lovers and the Queen of Wands, I definitely see a lot of passion, okay? Especially in the Lovers, I see that this is a great time for you to renew your love or to actually fall in love. So in March, you may meet somebody that is a love interest, or you may sort of have a renewed romantic spark in a already existing relationship. And I see that, in the Queen of Wands, you're going to start to take the lead and you're going to do things on a sensual level that you maybe have never done before. So I also see in the Moon that you are very connected to the moon phases. You're very connected to how the planets are aligning, what's happening in the solar system. So it may be beneficial for you to look into that, as your star sign, your zodiac sign may correspond with what is happening with the moon phases, and that way you can use the moon as well as all of the other planets, their alignments, to plan exactly when you want to do certain things, as you will know when your power is heightened. So then we have the Malachite, the Unakite, and the Larimar. So one thing that I see is that March is a month for you to live in the present. So it may have to do with the fact that you have like a new sort of romantic spark happening here. You have like a lot of sensuality going on, a lot of you feeling more comfortable in your body again. And I think that, the Unakite showing up in your reading may have to do with the fact that you're learning to be more mindful, you're learning to live more in the present, and that is truly connecting you to your body and also connecting you to your self-confidence. So in the Malachite, I see that nature is something that would be good for you to connect with. So as we are going to be coming into spring in March, if there is a nice sunny day, go out to take photos, go out to be in the nature, to go for a walk. go for a picnic with a friend. And the Larimar tells me that connecting with water, the ocean, may also be very beneficial, especially if that is in a natural setting. Otherwise, I see that cleansing yourself with water is something that will truly benefit you as a person and truly raise your vibration to a higher level. So if you're unable to reach sort of the ocean or a lake, some sort of water feature, I still want you to be able to connect with water. So even if you need to run yourself a bubble bath, sit in it and just sort of feel the water around you, really be in the moment, be mindful, and feel what it's like to be immersed in water. That is something that I want you to do in March. And another thing with water is I want you to remember to keep things moving, because one thing about water is the fact that it being stagnant means that it's no good. Water needs oxygen, water needs movement in order to be fresh, in order to be at its finest quality. So I want you to apply that same sort of concept to yourself. Give yourself room to breathe, and also make sure that you keep things moving. Maybe look into exercising a little more. Then another thing that I want you to then another thing that is happening in March is the fact that a lot of positive things are going to be happening in your life, and you may up to this point felt like miracles aren't really something that are happening for you right now. But I see that in March, you need to remind yourself that you are love and miracles are natural. Miracles naturally happen to you just like they happen to anyone else. And as soon as you somehow open that energy, as soon as you open that channel, you can expect a lot more unexpected positivity flowing into your life. And another aspect that is important to you in March is the fact that healing happens when you give yourself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. So I want you to know that while you connect with the ocean, while you connect with water, you let things flow and you live in the present. It's also important while living in the present to let yourself feel all of your emotions and not discriminate any of them. Because when you do that, you truly start to deal with your emotions, and you truly will start to learn how to control yourself on an emotional level. So group number 3, that is the reading that I get for you for March of 2019. Okay, group number 4, let's see what unexpected things are happening for you in March of 2019. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Cups, and the Hermit. So March of 2019, I see this month being very busy for you. I see a lot of ups and downs, but I also see in the Queen of Cups that you're somebody who is going to be able to deal with it, and you're going to keep your motivation going, and you're going to keep, just telling yourself and reinforcing the fact that, life has its ups and downs, life is a roller coaster, and you just need to enjoy the ride. So if you are somebody who usually freaks out a little easily, I want you to definitely practice meditation in March. I want you to, get away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. I want you to retract and take time to meditate if that helps calm your anxiety of how much is going to be going on in March for you. So as I already touched on, the change and the things going on are going to be positive as well as negative. Either way, what you're going to be mostly experiencing is just the pace of things being incredibly fast, a lot faster than you maybe wanted to, but you know that it's all for the better. I see contentment. I see you being in a place where you don't feel like you can't handle the situation. I see a lot of love and compassion, and also just somebody who is headstrong in March. So we have the calcite, the jade, and the ruby. So one thing that I see is, still a lot of passion among the fact that you are calm and you are just letting things happen. So I definitely see you being connected to your root and sacral chakra, and, also maybe March may be a very good month for you in a intimate sort of setting. I see you sort of using that maybe as an outlet, being passionate with somebody who you're close to, with that special relationship in your life, in order to sort of balance out all of the things that are happening in your day-to-day. And as the Jade suggests, you will have good luck in March. I definitely see, positivity. A lot of stuff is happening, but positivity is still the outcome of it. I still see things going well for you. And as already touched on, in the calcite is here to bring you calmness, as well as the Hermit. So I definitely want you to retract from the day-to-day and make sure that you take time to recharge, that you take time to think about your decisions and give yourself sort of a rest in between of everything that is going on. And I want you to really, take that time to yourself. Being passionate, being intimate is not resting. It's not recharging. I want you to truly take time away from everybody, even if that may sometimes feel like you're isolating yourself, because I see that in March, it is something that you need. You need calmness and you need time to recharge and time to yourself. Then one thing that I want to give you for March, one sort of piece of advice that the universe wants to give you is the fact that, I want you to focus while you're meditating on the fact that the key thing to prayer or meditation is to forget what you think that you need, is to forget what you think you should be doing. So if you feel like meditation should be just you thinking of absolutely nothing and being in a state of nirvana, that is not true. Meditation is different for all of us, and meditation is basically just centering yourself, being in the moment, and bringing your mind to a rest as much as you can. And especially if you're just starting out, it is not easy to calm your mind down because you're so used to being distracted by everything that goes on. But the key thing to truly practicing, meditation and to truly being calm and being able to recharge is to forget all of the things that you feel you need, because you don't really need them. I mean, you're living, you're breathing, you're alive, and that is one thing to be grateful for in itself. So forget about what you think you need. Be grateful for what you already have. And make sure that you keep the mindset of sort of needing what you already have and knowing that what you have is all that you need. And lastly, in March, what you will want to do is not pray for a specific outcome, but pray for the highest good. So you know how sometimes we want things to turn out a very specific way, and that is the only outcome that we think that we will be happy with. And then when it doesn't work out, we sort of realize that things still turn out for the better for us. So I want you to keep that in mind, and I want you to know that if anything does not turn out exactly the way you want, because you will have ups and downs. If you are at a down where you feel like things just didn't go how you wanted at all, I want you to know that at the end it is going to be for the highest good of all, because the universe has your back and the universe does send good luck into your life in March. So that is the reading that I get for group number 4 for March of 2019. Alright, group number 5. Let's see what March of 2019 is going to bring to you. Alright, so we have the Knave of Wands, the Star, and the Ace of Cups. So in the Ace of Cups, I can see that there is going to be sort of like either a new relationship that you form, a new bond, or there's going to be a relationship in your life that has a lot of happiness going on that is going to sort of regain its spark. So on a relationship level in March, I definitely see good things coming for you that feel like new beginnings. In the Star, I see a lot of hope. So I feel like maybe there has been something where you've been feeling a little bit discouraged and you've been sort of losing hope a little bit. And I see that in March, there are going to be new sparks of hope. There are going to be new sort of signs from the universe that make you regain your hope and trust in the universe and the fact that the universe wants the best for you. Furthermore, in the Knave of Wands, I definitely see very fiery, passionate energy. So I feel like maybe the hope that you're going to get out of the Star is going to be all that you need to sort of reignite the fire inside of you that is the passionate you. So maybe you've been a little more down recently, you've been a little more depressed, but March is going to start off, in a fantastic way on your relationship level. And then furthermore, you're definitely going to feel a lot more motivated and also feel like you've regained that spark back. Okay, so we have the Syncyte, the Hematite, and the Dioptase. So I definitely see that one thing in March of 2019 is that your mental strength is something that is going to ultimately give you direction in March. So one thing that I see for March is that ultimately what is going to give you, this new hope, what is going to give you this new passion is your mental strength. So I feel like maybe your mental strength has been put to the test, but you're going to get to a point in March of 2019 where your mental strength is going to conquer all, and where it's going to give you new direction that you need in order to move forward and know exactly where you're going with a very confident aura about you. And another thing that we have is your physical body coming up. So I feel like maybe you need to focus on your physical body a little more. Maybe you've been very focused on spiritualness and you're sitting right here watching this reading with a bag of chips. Girl, put that bag of chips away, okay? Vanessa sees you. And I see that it's important for you to focus on your physical body and only nurture it with the best. So I definitely want you in March to cut down on any junk food, cut down on anything that is sort of disrupting your spirituality and you on a mental level, as you're going to need to have a very clear head, because what you put in your body, how you fuel your body, does ultimately, affect the chemistry in your brain, does ultimately affect your decision making. So if you know that eating chips, that eating hot dogs, that eating any sort of junk food makes you feel lesser of yourself or somehow influences you in a negative way because you feel bad about it and you know that you should have really ordered that salad instead, then I want you to just get over the junk. I want you to think of, what is actually positive for you, what is actually going to be beneficial for you in the long run, not just what gives you pleasure right now. So that is what I see you needing to focus on in March. So in March of 2019, I definitely see the universe saying that, you're going to be realigned with love and you're going to have a very clear direction presented to you. So we already touched on this with the dioptase that, direction is something that is going to come through physical strength. And that physical strength may have to do with the fact that you have realigned yourself with love. And then, love and just the universe seeing that is going to present you with a very clear direction and very clear next steps on where your life is going to go. So I want you to also take a lot of strength out of the fact that your relationships are going well. Take a lot of strength of, the relationships in your life really, make you feel nurtured. And I also want you to know that there is in fact a stream of love supporting your dreams, and that stream of love is one that you need to keep cultivating and that you need to keep, pouring your hopes into and pouring your passion into. So I definitely want you to, never give up on your dreams. And in March, I definitely see you needing to pour a little more into your dreams, pour a little more love into your dreams, a little more self-love, and make sure that you nurture yourself mentally to ensure that you have the mental strength throughout the month to carry you through all the ups and downs that is life. So group number 5, that is the reading that I get for you for March of 2019.